Okay, so I was talking to a counselor. These videos always start out like that. I was talking to a counselor. Hey, what do you know? Sounds like a joke. Anyways, but yeah, I was talking about how I couldn't really find any volunteer work in the area and whatnot, and I'm looking for a job anyways. And I got done with my job about 2 weeks ago. Now I'm looking for something else. It was a seasonal position, but whatever. I have interviews with like 10 companies and stuff. I'm trying to get something going. I don't know, but yeah, she was talking to me about if you wanted to go to volunteer work, it's like, why don't I go volunteer at the hospital or something. And I'm thinking, yeah, there's some volunteer work you can do at the hospital. And I'm like, I think at one point in time, I actually did volunteer to the hospital. I put out some applications, but that's not really the volunteer work that I'm looking for. Like the type of volunteer work that I want to do is I want to make a bunch of money and then give it to people, and they don't know who they're getting it from, but it helps them out, and then I'm anonymous. I don't know. Or I want to do volunteer work where I'm like maybe like teaching kids stuff, or doing like construction work in environment, like the type of stuff that social workers used to do back in the days before the laws and the restrictions came in. And they can't really do stuff now for some reason, but like go and volunteer like groups in the community and stuff. I don't really want to work at a hospital because hospitals kind of depress me, and there's just I don't know, like dead people and blood and guts, and like I don't want to work around that stuff. I don't want to work with fluids. That stuff's pretty disgusting. Like I don't know. Like I would actually throw up if I had to deal with that stuff too much. I have problems with that type of stuff. But I mean, there's other volunteer work that I'd love to do to help people out. No one wants to do the crappy volunteer work though. They want to do the fun volunteer work, and me included. I can admit that. I mean, it's something we all want to do. But I was thinking like what kind of volunteer work am I really going to do at a hospital? Like, am I going to go? I'm not qualified for anything. I'm not going to work with. I don't really know what there is to do. I think I've asked about it. It seems like you need some kind of qualifications to work with fluids and stuff. But I mean, what am I going to do? I'm going to go like sit there and talk to a kid with cancer or somebody who's dying in their bed, and I'm going to go like talk with them or something. Like what would really be the point? Like why would they want to talk to a guy like me? I don't know what to say to them. I wouldn't know. I'm really awkward in certain social situations, anyways. Especially that one. I'm gonna go walk in and have a conversation with somebody and make their day feel better. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna walk out of the room and then they're gonna feel more awkward because they're around a guy like me. I can imagine going in and helping talking to some kid with cancer. The thing that I'm thinking is, if he has cancer and he's a kid, you know, shouldn't his parents or his family or his friends be talking to him? Don't they want to talk to him and hang out with him before he passes on, or hopefully he gets better? Like would be the best option. But I mean, what am I really going to do to really help this kid? I'm not going to help his cancer get better. I'm not going to make his day that much better or anything. Probably not at all. I'm just going to be some random dude that talked to him. I mean, shouldn't like an NFL star or a famous person go in and talk to the kid? Like some quarterback or something. Like, hey, kid, here's Russell Wilson from the Seahawks. Oh, it's Russell Wilson. I hate the Seahawks, but I'll go, yeah, talk to him, yeah. I mean, hey, kid, here's some random guy who's doing volunteer work, and he works in the community, and he's unemployed. And he's looking for volunteer work. Hey, kid. Hey, how's it going? Here to make your day better. How you doing? So, do you like balloons? Well, I can't really do anything with balloons because I don't know how to do balloon animals. So I'll just ask it. I don't know. I wish I was clown. I wish I knew clown stuff. I guess I don't. So, you want to talk politics? Who are you voting for? Oh, you can't vote. Yeah. What am I going to do? What am I going to say to the kid? I don't know. I would just feel awkward. I would almost feel like I'd make his life worse by being there. I wouldn't feel like I'd really help the kid out or something. I don't know. It just seems awkward to me. And like she was telling me this, like I need to go do volunteer work for these people. Because if I'm not doing it, maybe I don't actually care about doing volunteer work because I'm not doing that type of volunteer work. Because you can go do that. I'm like, no, I can't. Like, I'm not going to do anything for that kid. At the end of the day, the only way I feel like I would ever really help a kid out with cancer is by finding the cure for cancer. That would really help him. Oh, look, he's not going to die from cancer now. He can be with his family. You know, if there's like an alternative treatment for cancer that's being suppressed by the government. Oh, hey, I helped out in the, I helped in the political establishment to get you that cancer treatment that the government was suppressing. If that stuff is true or not. I don't know. Dr. Brzezinski out of Houston, Texas. Go check it out. It's interesting. Not too sure about all the biology on that stuff though. I've looked into it. Really fascinating though. But it's just like if a kid's at that age, I almost feel kind of like jealous though, because he's dying of cancer, and it's like you basically had all the best years of your life, your childhood years, being a kid, which are the best years of life, and now you don't have to live through the shitty adult years. Like I feel glad for the kid, really. I feel bad for the family, but I'm like, hey man, you got the fun out of life. Now you're moving on to something better. Because I don't believe that a kid from cancer is going to die and go to hell. He's going to go to heaven. He's going to a better place. I kind of feel jealous, really. That's kind of how I feel about it, really. It's like, what am I going to do to help this kid? I'm not going to do anything. It just feels goofy. Even like a pastor came up and told me, he said, well, if you want to help some of those kids and stuff, and I remember him talking about this too a little bit, even like a year ago or something. It's weird that we're talking about the same thing. But he was like, if you want to help some of these kids, in the last dying hours or the dying days of their life, you might be able to lead them to Jesus and lead them to God so they go to heaven. And I'm just like, what? Like, I don't think God's going to send a kid dying of cancer to hell. I think the kid's okay. Like, I don't need to preach Jesus to him while he's dying on his deathbed. Whatever his family's religion is, that's going to be offensive to the family anyways. I mean, the family doesn't want me going and telling their kid about that type of stuff. That's the family's, whatever the family's religion, that's their religion. I don't think a kid who's that young is going to go to hell anyways. He doesn't need to hear that stuff. I just think it's kind of ridiculous. Like, these ridiculous volunteer work ideas they'll throw at you. And, I'd rather do something that's more realistic. I don't know. That's just my take on things. I might come off like an asshole saying all this stuff. That's how I feel about it. I feel there's some validity to what I say, too. I don't know. Take a look at it, whatever.